Moving on to the dining room. The floor does have quite a big scratch going across it. It doesn't seem to come off. There's also some dusty paint marks on the floor also. The skirting boards are white. These have been freshly painted. The walls are cream. These have also been freshly painted. There is like, I don't know what this is, but there seems to be some sort of mark that shows up quite visually on the wall. It's like something round was there previously. There's two nails that are just above the hatch. The hatch is also white, freshly painted, with grey knobs, with silver rings. These open and close, like so. The radiator is white. On the ends it does have turning functions. The windows are white UPVC with gold handles. There is no keys for the windows, but they do open and close. You can see from the outside of the window that there is something that was stuck there previously. The ceiling is white painted with a texture, like a painted dabbing texture. The wall does come out slightly on the side there. There also looks like there is a little bit of damp coming free from that window at some stage. I don't know if it's going to progress to get worse, but at the moment it doesn't look too bad. There's a light fitting. This has 5 lights. I'm just going to see if that does work. All 5 lights are working. To the kitchen there's a white UPVC door. Sorry, it's not white UPVC, it's white wooden door, it's a wooden door which has been painted white, just like the other door that we looked at, with a silver handle. This is in a good condition. Moving on to the kitchen. Joining the kitchen is a silver bar. The walls are tiled. This shows blue and black tiles. All in a good condition. The flooring is grey. Like a grey, shiny, rectangular tile. These look new. There's no visible cracks, but again there is a little bit of paint splattered across them. In this area here, it looks like that's where the cooker should be. There's a gas pipe ready and available. And above the tiles, it's been painted cream. There's a combi boiler. This is working. to the hatch, it does look like there is a little bit of paint going across that bar. The cupboards themselves are like a silvery blue. These are in okay condition. They do have quite a lot of cracks on them. The cracks that I can see are just along the edges. I'm not sure what's happened to them, but they have suffered quite a lot of wear and tear on the edges. The handles are quite dirty. There seem to be quite a lot of gunk around the edges from kitchen use at some stage. The drawers are in a poor condition, but they do function. This needs to be put back on. I think I know where that goes. I think it goes in the utility area. The drawers are not in a good condition. The cupboards are quite dirty. It looks like there was some paper maybe on the bottom there which has been ripped up and it's left a residue. This one's not too bad. This drawer does look quite damaged. Maybe it's had some hard objects in there. There is some keys in the drawer which I've tested and they seem to be front door keys. So there's 2 front door keys in the kitchen drawer. There does seem to be some old paper which is coating the cupboards. It could maybe do with being removed, I'm not sure. Looks very old and worn and discoloured. Again, very discoloured, gone a bit yellow, very broken, quite dirty. It looks like these are just in a very used condition. So this one next to the sink doesn't open because it's a fake drawer. Obviously it can't go through there because there's a sink. And again, this one's a fake drawer, mainly because it wouldn't be able to get through there. And again, another fake one. So underneath, this one doesn't have any paper. It does seem fairly clean, but just marked. By looking at them, all of the drawers and cupboards have cracks around the edges. This is under the sink. It does look like it's suffered some sort of water damage in the past. And again here, quite chipped along that edge. And here, the edge is actually coming up there. The sink is silver with a double basin. The taps are working. Along the edge of that cupboard, it looks like it's suffered maybe some sort of bleach damage. I don't know what chemicals could have caused that, but possibly bleach. Again, the cupboards do have a little bit of paint going along the edges. A little bit of blue and a bit of cream, and looks like in the past maybe some white too. The window's the same as the other windows, gold handles, white UPVC. It doesn't have any keys for the window, but they do open and close. like the other window, it does have something that was put on the window. Looks like something was maybe taped to it at some stage. And again on the other side, it looks like something's taped to that window at some stage. The ceiling is white, there is no texture, but there are some lights that are built into the ceiling. There's one, two, three, four. It doesn't seem to be in the best condition. I'm just going to see whether it works. So the one that's not in a very good condition doesn't work. But 1, 2, 3 out of 4 do. Just going to have a look at the top cupboards. So it looks like it has had that paper all over it at some stage. It does seem quite dirty on this edge here. Very damaged. Again, in a similar condition. There's nothing left in the cupboards. But it looks like over time it's kind of gone a little bit yellow and aged. And again for this one. Not sure what that is at the top there, I can't reach. So moving on to the area just before you go outside, so this is the entrance to the garden. The flooring is the same, it's grey, tiled, rectangular tiles, very shiny. I can't see any floor damage here as such. There does seem to be a little bit of a watermark just on the side there. And a few cobwebs. There is a radiator, a small one, which is white, painted white. It does have one knob on the end there, but there isn't one to the left hand side. There does seem to be a coat peg which only has 2 pegs on it at present. They're both silver. And there's a double light switch which does have some cracks around the edge and a little bit of paint marks, as you can see also. The walls are cream. There does seem to be some mark that's been painted over at some stage. It is quite it is quite obvious when you're having a look. And there is a light bulb at the top there which has suffered a bit of damage from paint. I'm just going to see whether that turns on. And that's working. The back door is white UPVC. The bottom pane is blanked out and the top pane is of a leafy pattern, which is glass. There is no damage to the glass, this is in a good condition. The door handle is gold, which does seem to have suffered some wear and tear and a little bit of paint damage also. The door opens and closes well. So to the downstairs WC, the door is a wooden door which has been painted white. It does have a silver handle, which looks new, as you can kind of see where the previous one was. It does look like there was something on the back of that door at some stage, which isn't there anymore and it's just been repainted. The flooring carries on the same. Again, in a good condition, hasn't been damaged, a little bit of paint on the edges there. I don't know if you can see in that corner. And just along the sides there also. It might just need clean. Yeah, it's just a bit dusty. The sink is white. You turn the handle to go hot and cold. It's working. And there is also a plug in there as well. The tiles are white. These do have a grey grouting going through them. At the top of the ceiling you can see it's got some silicone just going all the way down, all the way along the top and all the way round. So this will mainly prevent any damp coming in between those tiles or them coming loose. We've got a light here, single bulb, which is working. The light switch is just a bit of string with a piece of metal attached to the end of it. I'm not sure what that is. There's a radiator, this is silver. This is also brand new, in a very good condition. The windowsill is a little bit dusty. And the window has the leaf pattern all the way to the top. There are some pipes which run all the way down, which have been painted white. The inside of the toilet is clean. This also flush as well. So moving on to the utility area. Just going to turn the light on. So the light bulb is working. The fire alarm is not attached, however, I did just find this, so potentially this could be for that. It just needs securing, I can't reach up there. The walls are painted cream. In the utility area they do look quite textured. They're not smooth. There is a socket which is just above the counter, and along the top there is a slight cracking from the ceiling to the wall. The door itself is white, it's white wood, been painted, this is in a good condition. I can't see any visual damage to the door. In fact, I'd probably say this is in a very good condition. Underneath the counters, there seems to be quite a lot of, I don't know what that is, just maybe rubbish, builder's rubbish. Looks like there's a bit of builder's rubbish under there. I'll just check this side. Again, quite a lot of builder's rubbish under there. I think there's a toy under there as well, from what I can see. Looks like it's been forgotten about. The ceiling is white and painted. This is in a good condition. The cupboards are a beech wood, so we've got cupboards right the way along there. They've got silver handles. There does seem to be smear marks on the cupboards, maybe from where they've been cleaned in the past. And again, the same goes for the cupboards on the other side. The worktop is a pinky grey granite, like a granite effect. I'm just going to check the drawers. The drawers do have a lot of marks. And across this cupboard here, you can see it's had something spill on it at some stage, which hasn't been picked up. So in these cupboards here, there's a box of tiles. There just seems to be some tiles that were left over from something which has just been put in the cupboard. And in these top cupboards, as you can see, one of the top cupboards has bowed slightly, and there was a gap in the bottom one. And again with this one, the cupboard has bowed slightly, and there is a sticker on the back. This one does seem to be quite dirty. Maybe forgotten about. So moving on to the second living room, it does have new carpets, brand new carpets. These are grey. These are also quite thick, quite springy, in a very, very good condition. The walls are cream, just like the rest of the property. These are newly painted, and the ceiling is white textured, as you can see. There are some lights. These don't have light shades, these have just got bulbs. So we've got 1, 2, and these are both working. The door to this room is white, it's wooden, it's in a very good condition. The door handle is silver, which is also in a very, very, very good condition. And the back of the door is the same. I can see on the back of this door there are some finger marks that just run along the side here. There's a white radiator. This is in a good condition. It has been freshly painted. It looks like in the past there was some sort of blue crayon which has been painted over, but not fully. The skirting boards are white. These have all been freshly painted in a good condition. There are a few scuff marks, which is what you would probably expect if something has been repainted. The windows themselves are brand new PVC. It does seem to be some dusty marks just going across the top there. There is a curtain pullback which you can use to pull your curtains back with. The edges of the windows do have a little bit of paint mark going across the sides. The window handles are gold. There is no window keys, but they do open and close. It's quite stiff, this one. Maybe it doesn't get open very often. This one's a lot smoother. I can see on this window that part of the seal just needs pushing back in, really, just pushing back in and securing. I've just pushed that in now and it seems to be okay. There's a little bit of a sticky pad at the top there, and at the top on that window, and a few cobwebs. Moving on to the door, which takes you back into the hallway. So we've got a white wooden door. This has been painted. This has a silver handle in a very good condition. The handle has got a little bit of wear and tear. I don't think this is a new handle. It looks like it has been worn. Again with this handle here. The door to this one doesn't actually close properly. I'm trying to close it, but it doesn't seem to fit properly. Which makes me want to check this one, just to see whether this one closes. Yeah, this one closes. So that one to the utility area closes, and the one to the hallway doesn't.